guys, this is Sam
And Justin.
at the Survival Review, and now we're going to do a review of Survival of the Dead.
Currently the last George Romeo Zombie film.
There's no, we don't really know if he's going to make another.
As of now, it's his last one.
Yeah.
For now.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
he'll make another and top this. I mean, anything will
It's
top
not that
this.
hard to top, this one.
Yeah, this is by far the worst of his films.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw it when it first came out. I went to a showing in Chicago, hosted by one of the guys at Ain't It Cool News, and George Romero was supposed to be there signing autographs, and he was sick apparently and couldn't make it, so it was just that much more disappointing of an experience for me.
I saw it when it first came out on video on demand.
Which was before this happened.
Yeah.
And,
No, actually, you saw the movie before.
Oh, okay.
I remember what I did is I bought it on demand and I taped it.
You are just a good person. Anyway, you want to explain the plot?
Why not? Takes place maybe a week or so after Diary. It's the first one where it's actually a direct sequel.
Yes.
Remember that armored guy we were talking about in Diary? He's the main character in this one.
We remember because that was about 30 seconds ago when we said that.
So it's the first movie where there's actually a returning character as a main character, not like the Tom Savini cameo and Plan. So it's about him and these group of people, just kind of like the group in Diary that he was with almost, and they're just trying to just get away from all this, and they find out that there's this is he Irish?
Yeah, Irish, I'd say.
Yeah, Irish guy who lives in this island. And he asks people, oh, just come on down, it's safe here. And our problem's on that island, there's a feud going on between his family and this other guy's family.
Both Irish.
Yes. And the one guy, the bad guy's family, they don't want to kill the dead. They kind of want to just, wait.
They want to wait it out, see if there's a cure.
Kind of like Herschel in Walking Dead, where he doesn't really want to kill him at first.
We're making references to Walking Dead now.
Oh, it kind of is like that, except you you like Herschel, but you hate this guy.
Yeah, Herschel's likable. This guy, you want to kill him.
So the army people end up going there, but then they get kind of stuck in between this feud between the two families of people, and that's kind of the basic gist of the plot.
Yeah, that's really all there is to it. I mean, there's a zombie riding a horse, and there's
Let's get to the worst part about this movie. It feels like a direct-to-video movie.
Oh man, it
completely.
It really does.
You're just like, this is George Romero.
I mean, when I first saw Diary, I thought that kind of felt like a direct-to.
It was low budget, but it didn't feel too direct.
To me, at first, it felt like a direct-to-video movie, and then I saw Survival, and I just appreciate Diary that much more.
Diary isn't too direct. I can make it a little bit like that, but Survival just.
Seeing this in theaters was odd for me.
Yeah, I could imagine. The production values just seem so low, and
And this wasn't released in all theaters, was it?
No, it was a limited release. It was released in theaters, also on demand. That's how I saw it when it first came out. It was one of those kind of limited ones, and the effects are.
The effects.
They're like Sci-Fi Channel.
I mean, I remember seeing this movie, and this guy, I can't remember his name because I don't really follow the site very much, but this guy from Ain't It Cool News says, oh, and if any of you ruin a zombie death by talking or something, then you get kicked out immediately because I can't stand that. But the fact is, I was watching this movie, and the zombie kills ruined themselves. I mean, they're interesting, but I mean, you shoot a person in the chest with a flare gun,
and then
their head doesn't automatically light on fire.
With bad CGI.
With bad CGI.
Like I said,
or how about sticking a fire extinguisher in the zombie's mouth? You remember that one?
Yeah.
You didn't remember that one until I mentioned it.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to remember.
Comes out his nose and his eyes. Why wouldn't it?
And you're just like, it's.
I mean, yeah, they're.
It's like, it's George Romero. This is a legend, a guy that revolutionized the genre. And
I do like the idea of the fire extinguisher death, but it was the CGI.
It's so
awful.
It's so like Sci-Fi Channel, and it's like
worse. I've watched some sci-fi shows.
I haven't seen too many, but you see the Sci-Fi Channel original movies. That's what I'm talking about. Sci-Fi Channel. effects that are just really bad, and there's not many practical effects like at all. Which is there is at least some practical, a good amount in Diary, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but like this one, there's like not. I don't
Nothing.
remember. I remember one, which is where somebody bites the neck and the thing rips off, and it looked really just bad.
Yeah, that one's.
Like, that's one of the things I always mention. I love about the George Romeo films. They always have those great moments where somebody bites somebody and just the flesh just kind of just like comes off. Mostly in Day, and
Yeah.
some in
Day was.
and some in Dawn. But like, so I was
Day
like,
was probably the
Yeah.
most gristly of the.
yeah. So I was waiting for something like good, like something like that to happen, and somebody bit somebody's neck. I'm
And
like,
that's something I really, really love to see if he makes another movie.
Tom
Like
Savini,
Tom
effects.
Savini effects.
or at least good effects. Like this one, like
You know what? Bring Tom Savini back. He is
Why
the
not?
god of effects. Why wouldn't you? George Romero and Tom Savini are good friends.
yeah.
Like, why wouldn't they do it?
I just, like it's not only are there deaths like badly CGI. There's other moments. Like there's a part of these like hillbillies or whatever, like rednecks. And what they do is they take the zombie and stick his head. They stick his head on a stake.
It was on a stake, and it was supposed to be still moving.
Yeah, like,
because
the head's moving.
It looked so bad.
Like I don't know. Like if somebody with like After Effects could probably do that effect. You know what I mean? And pull it off. Like it just. And that's like one of the first deaths. Is the one where actually no, that's the one with at the beginning where this guy's a zombie and they put the gun on us and they shoot him and like the whole thing blows off
It
but the
looked
top
awful.
lands. And like it's
It looked awful.
that one doesn't look as bad as what came later, but
I thought that one looked pretty damn bad.
it looked bad. It.
Oh, but you know what?
Off of the special effects.
Off of the special effects, the plot is not horrible.
It's not horrible. It
It's
goes,
nowhere near. I mean, not to say that all the George Romero films have the greatest plots in the world.
Mhm.
But it's not even
It
about
does-
the plot. It's about how you get connected to these characters in some of his
the
earlier
Irish
movies.
guy is cool. The good Irish guy.
Yeah,
He's
you
cool.
do like him.
I like
He does play well, but
him. Yeah, he's good. And
you don't really connect too much to any of the other characters in this movie.
because like
you actually learn to dislike some of the main characters.
there's not that much likable quality about the main army guy.
Yeah.
There's not really anything likable about him. Like you see where it's coming from. He just wants to get away, but like you don't care about him. There's that annoying kid.
Yeah, this kid with all the technology.
He was in Land actually as a little kid.
Yeah, he was in Land as a very
Small
short
role.
appearance, and I was with my little cousin. I took her to see that movie, The Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and he's in that. He's like one of the main characters in that, so
That's who we get in the George Romero movie.
he's got a great career going for him, acting in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid
Oh
movies.
yeah. But besides that,
And he looks like my brother, by the way.
I mean, the plot does kind of go back to the normal George Romero thing, where they're focusing on the characters, not the zombies. The zombies are really not the focus of this movie.
No, they're really not. But
And the ending, just like I mentioned in the movies, has that moment where just all hell breaks loose and all the zombies pop out, and that's another subpar sequence.
yeah,
And the ending, like, should I just spoil it for them? I don't think they're really gonna care.
yeah, it's not really much of a spoiler.
Well, it kind of is.
It is, but
it's- I don't think you guys are really gonna be. You're already gonna be disappointed. The spoiler ends like they're trying to get zombies to eat something else than humans. Like they have like a horse there, but the zombies don't go after it. At the end, the zombies do start eating, but don't the zombies just eat humans? I guess in the George Romero land. I know in Walking Dead they eat other stuff, but they ate a horse in Walking Dead. But all right. So like they're trying to get him to eat the horse and it doesn't, and at the end, they finally do start eating the horse. And then there's this one part I thought that's a little, I thought it was kind of goofy, but the part that's actually interesting is that there's a whole story throughout the movie plot with the main character, the good Irish guy. I love we don't have any names. With the good Irish guy and his daughter, and they had
Who you
twin.
thought was dead, but it turned out it was a convenient twin.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention there's a twin. She's probably the one that's dead.
so at the end, where like the daughter, finds out that the zombies are eating the things, and she runs up to the good guys and go like, "Oh hey, it's all good. The zombies are eating the thing," and then all of a sudden she gets shot by the Irish guy, by the good
Yeah.
Irish guy.
Her father.
Yeah, cause I forgot why.
He doesn't want
like.
to be wrong, basically.
Yeah, it's this whole thing. It's not important. So the people that leave the island, then you never find out that the zombies are eating horses. So I thought that's kind of I thought it was a little goofy, But
And then the very, very end, with the zombie Irish guy
oh yeah,
and the other zombie Irish guy,
that is
with the standoff with two revolvers that are empty and they're clicking at each other.
it did.
And then the movie ends.
It did kind of like go back to Dawn, where Flyboy has the gun in his hand. He's just kind of like holding it, and so that I don't know.
And even in Land. So anyway, out of 10,
And
I'd give it a 5.
I'll say 5.5. Nice, 5.5 on the edge there, almost to the 6,
Alright.
but just not because it's
So, 5,
disappointing.
5.5. I'm almost out of popcorn. See you guys later.